Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Brian at Broadway Transmission with a lesson for all you kiddos out there. Now, your check engine light's on. You take it to a place that says, we have free diagnostic. We had a customer do that this week. He went to one of those auto part stores and they told him he needed all sorts of things because there was a list of codes in his vehicle. But his complaint was when he put his vehicle into reverse or drive, it launched into gear hard. It felt like the engine and transmission were lifting up and banging down. So naturally, we asked the customer, would you like us to diagnose the problem? Because he just came in and wanted us to replace his transmission, which he gave him a price for, and he was perfectly fine with that. But we had to sell him a hard sell of a $90 diagnostic fee, only $90, to find out what was really wrong with his vehicle. Folks, what we found was a P111, intake air temperature sensor code. What does that have to do with a transmission, you might say? Actually, nothing. What it does is it commands a higher engine torque, and then when you put it into gear, that's why you were getting a bang, or this customer was getting a bang. So we had to find out, was the sensor bad? No, it wasn't. We took it off, applied heat to it, ohms checked it, and we saw the ohms drop, so the sensor was good. So now we have to look for either a bad computer or a short from the computer to the sensor. So tracing the short, we actually found out it was the connector itself, which Chevrolet makes a pigtail connector for. So between our diagnostic fee, our labor of finding the short and repairing the pigtail connector, this guy's bill was less than $300. And initially, he wanted us to put a transmission in at a cost of 8 times that much. And here's the big part, and most other shops would have just put a transmission in, found this simple repair, fixed it, and not told the customer that was the real problem, and still charged them for the transmission. Folks have been around a long time. Make sure you go to a shop that is not just trustworthy, but competent, because you don't want to pay for people's ignorance as well as their dishonesty. When you combine integrity and smarts and the right equipment, like we have here at Broadway Transmission, that's why the pros send you here. So, spend a little, save a lot, is what I try to say, and let that be a lesson to anybody. Just because you feel it's a transmission issue, it doesn't necessarily mean it's an actual internal transmission problem. So, have a great day. It's a great day to be had. And here in Red Lion, Pennsylvania, it's sunny out. There's no humidity. And it's time for me, even though it's lunchtime, to go home and enjoy what's rest of the day. Enjoy yourselves.